Hey. Hi, guys. Hope you're doing well. We'll wait a few minutes here and see if other people come in. I need to fix the thing. Just a second here. Let's see if I can get this to
Take your time.
see who else is in here. Up, I see three people. Says three. Here.
Oops. Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
I see on my phone.
People. Let's see. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hope you are doing well. We're waiting to see if anybody else shows up. Hello, hello.
Hey
Glad you're
guys, thanks for joining us.
Hey, let's see.
This while we're waiting on everybody, tonight's going to be especially the first part about Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian Rogers is the first part. Now, towards the end or at the end, we want to throw some stuff in there. Maybe see if any Buford Pusser fans are out there and what they feel about what's been in the news about Buford Pusser. We're going to discuss Judge Mullins and former Sheriff Steins just a little bit.
Okay.
Doug Harless case out of London, Kentucky, that's never been uh, attended to or any updates on. Of course, the London mayor, which they've impeached uh, Friday, I believe it was,
Mhm.
and then update on Jaden Spencer. But the first part is going to be about
Jaden Spicer, you mean?
what I say.
Spencer.
Did I?
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. She has to keep me in line, guys. You all see that in them videos.
It's all good. No worries.
Somebody was correcting me earlier and they said, you should have listened to her. You knew she was right. She was telling me at that parking place there at the steakhouse that's where they were parked at. And I said, no, they were parked over here. And she said, no, they were parked here. But she doesn't argue, see. And it makes you feel so bad because when I get back home and she shows me the video, and then I feel so bad because I'm standing there disagreeing with her and her knowing she's right, but she won't argue.
It's
I'll
all good.
say won't. I've managed a couple of times in life to get her to
Sorry.
argue.
Yes, you have. Sorry.
um, are we ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody, guys on our lives, usually we don't get that many on our live, but when it goes back, people goes back and watches it and replays it and so forth. So maybe they can do that if they're not here now. We one thing Sheila and I want to say is thanks everybody for praying.
Thank you all.
Thank you for praying, because for people that don't think prayers can be answered, they're being answered. I don't know. We're going to go over it here in a minute, a little bit of it, because I know everybody has covered it. But
Mm-hmm.
the FBI just put out a update on Sebastian. The FBI, that hasn't been done since the investigation started, as far as I know. I know the Sumner County Sheriff's Department has been working the case, but and the state and the TBI and the FBI is helping.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as them putting out a statement, and some people said, well, that's because you all posted the telephone conversation with Chris Proudfoot, and they found some discrepancies. They may have found some discrepancies between what he told us a year ago, almost this time last year, and we just posted it 2 or 3 weeks ago. Nobody knew that was coming out, and then whatever he's told, we don't know this for a fact.
Exactly.
But some people attributes it to that. We can attribute it to anything we want to. See, that's the thing about humans and God. When we pray for something, we pray, 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 and then we get it. And then we want to say, well, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of, and we start trying to find a logical reason for it. The only logical reason is the good Lord answered prayers.
Yep.
And we still believe he's going to answer. We think we're going to find out who, what, when, where, how,
And why?
and why.
And why?
Before it's over with, we feel the good Lord, if everybody keeps praying and doing like they're doing, we feel like it's going to Comes down to prayer.
So was it found?
Someone said would have liked the videos better if you had more searching videos. Well, we wish we had more searching videos too, guys. Um, the bad thing about this is Sheila and I was charging our phones on the vehicle's cigarette
Car
plug,
charger. Yeah.
car charger.
Mhm.
You can't let our vehicle idle because the oil light comes on. You have to sit there and rev it up, or the oil pump quits pumping, or somebody said it's an oil sensor valve, and somebody else said it was a gasket or something. Thank you guys, everybody.
Yeah, we appreciate that, guys.
But we couldn't leave our vehicle running or idling just to charge our phone, so we had limited charging. And because the only time they charged is when we were driving around showing you places.
Hmm.
Um, what she's looking at?
I was just reading one of your things there.
ADT. Then now, why get rid of? Somebody as guys, our list is going to be totally like they always are. We just add stuff as we see it, or somebody texts us, or so we may be all over the place once again. But if you've got any questions, just hold them there, or maybe Sheila can notice them as we go. But a lot of the stuff that you're probably going to ask, we've probably got on our list here, and that people's already asked. But in those pictures, we noticed some an ADT sign in front of Chris and Katie's house before.
Right.
We didn't notice that when we were there a year ago, and it's not there now. So somebody said, well, it was probably there when they bought the house. And the question there would be, if you've got an ADT system already installed and you buy a house, why would you remove that? I don't know that they did.
Right.
That's our question. Why would you take that out? We've got a lot of questions you all might be able to help us with. Hard to understand our searching. Somebody said you were all over the place. You can't tell where you're searching. We couldn't either. Guys, mine and Sheila's searches are not like, we don't do a grid search. There's just two of us where we get in the line and we go. We don't even know what we were doing in Hendersonville, Tennessee. We don't know why we go here, why we go there. We don't know. It's hard. If we don't understand it, how can we explain it to you? But we went and done what we thought we were supposed to do.
Exactly.
Sometimes the reward is there. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not meant for me and Sheila. Speaking of reward, I don't mean reward cash. I mean the reward that we get, the satisfaction.
There you go.
Speaking of the reward, guys, Sheila and I have said last year when we first went down, we don't want no reward. If this young man was to be recovered today, nothing we done. It's all about God. We don't. It's not about a reward to us like it was with Mr. Couch.
Right. Right.
But somebody said they didn't understand our searching. Well, we don't neither. We don't neither. We'll be going down through there somewhere and we'll see something, or we'll walk off into the woods and look around in there. If it's meant for us to find something, believe me, we're going to find it. God's going to put it there for us.
He will lead us and show us where
He's going to take us to it, or he's going to bring it to us.
Yeah.
We're not searching the whole area. There's no way we could have searched all those woods, not at our age, not in the shape we was in the other day. It wear you out.
Law.
So if you don't understand how we search, we don't neither. We just go where he lead us, we follow.
Right.
And I just pray that he gives us what he wants to give us and show us what he wants to show us. And sometimes we don't see it till we get back. And we get back and we see on the news where the FBI's put out an update. That's good enough for us. Because by keeping Sebastian, and it's not just Sheila and I, it's a lot of these YouTubers. A lot of YouTubers are out there, and thank the Lord for them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Boys, the only person that would get mad at a YouTuber for trying to find your children or your child, well, it just doesn't make sense for nobody to get mad at anybody for trying to help find your child for you. Let's just put it like that. And let's put it out there right now that in no way do Sheila and I accuse anybody or anything of anything. We don't know what happened. If we knew what happened to Sebastian, we would have done been to the police and told them, and it would have been
Exactly.
solved.
Right. Right.
But we do speculate. What's that saying? Lack of information causes speculation, and it couldn't be said no better.
Mm-hmm.
We've got lack of information. We've got lack of information from Katie, and you're going to hear about Katie as we go along. Chris, you know, Katie is,
She
what's
was
the word I'm looking for?
the key or the last
Key.
one.
Thank you, babe.
Katie was the last one to be with Sebastian, so
Katie,
she holds the answers
she
to
holds the
us.
answers. She holds
To
the
us,
answers.
and we could be wrong, but I mean, and we feel she knows something.
If I start off now, if I get off the list, you'll have to hear me say it again later because it'll come up. But Sheila's right. We don't care about talking to Seth. We don't care about talking to Chris. Some people still talks about that, and we still see it on other channels. Play it all you want, guys. Anything we have, we don't care. Our YouTube channel this is for Sebastian, and hopefully it does something. But people still talks about how nice Fred was to Chris and big friends with Chris. Guys, I would have done anything for Chris or said anything to Chris to got an interview with Katie.
To get her foot in the door.
We want to talk to Katie. He said twice, 2 different conversations a year ago, and then a couple weeks ago, I'll check with Katie. Katie doesn't want to talk. Katie doesn't want to talk to us. Why would that be? I know people. Some of you says, why would she want to talk to YouTubers?
Yeah.
If my child was missing, I'd talk to just about anybody. Just about anybody if I thought they could help me. Unless I was afraid to talk to somebody. Because, guys, I'm going to tell you something. I'm getting off my list, but it's okay.
Whoops.
I'm going to tell you something. FBI, TBI, Sumner County Sheriff, it's time to go from interviewing to interrogating. It's 18 months, guys. 18 months. We've got the FBI involved in this case.
Yeah.
FBI flashes a badge at you and you'll drop a quart of blood. They got to go in there and they've got to put these people in separate rooms and they've got to let them know they mean business. We've got to either charge or rule out the parents and the stepfather. 18 months later, and we haven't ruled out the parents and the stepfather. That's the first step. We have got to either rule people out or start charging somebody. When you put the cuffs on them, you read them the rights, you put them in a room, you either talk, you can give the other one up, or we're charging you, or vice versa. You might get some results.
Yeah.
This niceness, we're going to get to it. Guys, we're giving you our opinion.
Yes.
This is our opinion. This is speculation. This is a legend.
Right.
That boy may have walked out of that house and he may be in Mexico by now. He may still be walking. Now, if you believe that, you know how hypothetical I'm talking.
But then again, he's not on any cameras.
He's not walking. He didn't walk out there.
So
we're going to get to it.
This is shocking to me how a person can just simply vanish, just disappear with no trace. It doesn't make sense. Shocks me.
We are praying God will lead somebody to Sebastian.
Yeah. Please.
Just not in God's timing. So we've got to keep praying. You guys keep praying. We read them prayers on there and say amen to them. Beautiful prayers people are asking. And that's what it is. If you believe in God, you believe in prayer, that's what's going to bring this fella home.
Right.
We don't know what kind of shape he's coming home in. He may already to give him a burial. Sheila and I go places and look, but he could be alive.
Yeah, he could be
He
very
very well could be alive.
There's people that we've seen in the past that's been missing for years, and all of a sudden they come back home or, show up. So anything is possible. The good Lord is saying it's not time yet to reveal what happened or what was going on, is what I feel.
That's right. That's right.
He'll let us know in his time.
We have a feeling the heat's going to get turned up real soon
Mm-hmm.
as God is going to answer prayers. The heat's already turned up. The FBI has put out a news release.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go over it. We're going to go over a little bit of it because I'm sure if you're on YouTube and you're following the Sebastian case, you've probably seen other people already go over it, and that's fine.
Right.
They probably done a whole lot better job than we'll do. But February the 26th, of course, he was reported missing. Katie Proudfoot went to wake up her 14-year-old son. Mistake. Everybody's pointed that out, I'm sure. He's 15 years old. Wake up her son for school. That was the first sentence.
Mhm.
Katie Proudfoot went to wake up her son for school, and our question is, so she says.
Yeah.
So she says. Don't always, just because Fred McCoy tells you he's got a whole head full of hair, don't believe it. You make him take his hat off and show it to you. Don't believe everything everybody tells you.
Yeah.
Katie Proudfoot said that she went to get Sebastian up and he wasn't there. Now, guys, Katie Proudfoot said it, so told one news person, wonderful evening. We went here,
It was
we went
very
there,
calm.
we went out to eat. What, Sheila?
She said it was very calm.
Why would she point out that it was very calm? Because with an autistic child, sometimes things aren't so
Calm.
calm.
Mm-hmm.
Why would she point out that it was very calm?
Mm-hmm.
Why would she make that statement? Or is that alerting to anybody else? It is to us.
Yeah.
Why, if everything was so calm? See, I would believe her more if she would have said, guys, speculation, and I'm just telling you a 40-year career police officer's thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I would have believed her more had she said, yeah, we got in a big argument. He didn't want to go to bed, and I had to scold him and tell him, and we had an argument. He went to bed mad. Okay. Now you may have somebody get up and wander off. Wonderful day.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast, spaghetti, pancakes, wonderful popcorn, wonderful game time, wonderful steak, meal, and everything's perfect. Love you.
Yeah.
Going to bed. Good night. Gone in the morning. Who leaves? How many of you's ever had an argument with the child, or as a child, you had an argument with the parent and everything? You went to bed perfectly well and everything's hunky dory, and you said, I think I'm just going to run away. Usually, when children run away, it's because something has happened. Go ahead, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Join in anytime.
No, I'm listening to you. I'm
Hard
just
to get a word in, ain't it?
No, I'm good, guys. I don't talk a whole lot. Just every now
But
and
that's
then
mine. She
I'll
does to
speak.
me
Mhm.
because a lot of these ideals and a lot of these conversations that we have, that's where it comes
We
from.
bounce.
We bounce. To her surprise, was it a surprise?
Mm.
Katie's the key. Sheila said
She
it a while
definitely
ago.
is.
It says that to her surprise, he wasn't in his room.
She said usually he'll turn over and look at her, but he didn't, and that's when she noticed he wasn't there.
He was nowhere to be found.
So I don't know about
Was
that.
it a surprise? Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers had spent the previous day with his mother. This is from the FBI.
Mhm.
The pair stopped at a department store, played video games, went to a bowling alley, and had dinner at the local restaurant, Texas Roadhouse. Sheila just put out, we have one more video coming out tomorrow, and that's when we got through down there and we left and we come home. That's our last video on that trip.
Yeah.
But we did one today she put out on the Roadhouse where we went to the Roadhouse.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to go in there and eat, but we just didn't. But
And some people would ask, did we do more than one route? No, we just did the one, but we posted different routes that you could could be taken to the roadhouse.
How many that you
There were
seen?
3 total, but I'm sure there's
At least
possibly even
3.
more because if you live there, you know you're the way around
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So
She may not even went the way we went. She may know
exactly.
a shortcut,
Mhm.
but even the way we went, it was only like 5 or 6, 7 miles.
Yeah, it wasn't very far. I think it took us what, 13.
Ate at the steakhouse before they headed home that evening. After returning to their home, did they? Go ahead. Did they?
Well,
Did they return home?
I don't know. It says, or we were told that she has the dashboard camera, but
We were
still,
told, but I told you a while ago that I had a whole head full of hair.
yeah.
We've been told. We've seen people's videos, and people says, and even in the FBI report, we're going to get to it here in a minute. Let's just go on.
Okay.
Did they return home? Did he return home with her? Is our
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
In Hendersonville, Tennessee, Katie and Sebastian prepared for bed. That's what the report says.
Mhm.
And we're saying, did they? Did they prepare for bed? See, that's what we like to ask Katie.
Yeah.
Saying goodnight sometime between 9 and 10 o'clock. Katie says, good day, all was calm.
Yeah.
Since when does good days turn into a child running away? When did a child ever say, I've had a wonderful day today, I think I'm just going to run away? Because it don't happen, guys. I'm going to tell you, that don't happen on a good day. Katie probably should have said, hypothetically, awfulest time ever was. We had the awfulest argument. He said things to me, and I said things to him, and wonderful day. And he ran away. All the bad times, all the CPS reports from
Mhm.
both male step parent and parent, Seth
Seth. Uh-huh.
and Chris, both of them, all the terrible times he's had that CPS has had to come there on them, and he has a wonderful day with Katie and runs away. If you believe that, you know the old saying about oceanfront property in Arizona. Katie told us a little bit before 10 p.m. This is the detective talking. She heard a loud bang coming from Sebastian's room. On the news, Katie says,
A thud.
a bang would be like a gun, you would think.
Mhm.
Said she heard a thud. So she yelled out and asked him, are you okay? He responded he was okay, said Detective Brandon Carter from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. It's on down through here, and I'm so bad to get out of the line. And so, but this Brandon Carter here, all I've heard is Seth and different people talk about how corrupt Sumner County Sheriff's Department is, how corrupt the sheriff is, how that's the word. Now, law enforcement nowadays has got a bad name. Police officers, police departments, state police departments, sheriff's departments. I don't know where they're hiring at or how they've reduced their qualifications and standards so much, but they do have some bad names. That doesn't mean everybody is corrupt.
Right.
If the sheriff's friends with Chris and Katie,
He should recuse
here's your
himself.
key guy, Brandon, Detective Brandon Carter. There's your next sheriff. Solve this case, Brandon. Solve this case.
Mhm.
Bring him home or show us where he's at. Solve this case, and you'll be the next sheriff of Sumner County.
Yeah.
Don't play politics. Don't follow the lead. I've been there. I've done that. I've seen what a corrupt sheriff can do.
Yeah,
I
we
haven't
did.
done that. I've went to the FBI and to the officials and media and everybody. I turned them in. I lost my job, but I've been
Yeah,
there and done that.
we did.
So no matter how corrupt the sheriff is, I'm not saying this guy's corrupt, this new sheriff. That's what these people have been saying. So if there is some things there that's not correct, forget the sheriff. You think this detective don't know how to get on the phone with the news, television news, or the newspaper?
He
Or
should step aside and let someone else investigate this, so there's no
Who should?
the sheriff, and let other people assign it to somebody else, because he's supposedly friends with Chris,
The
correct?
sheriff's not this detective's got this case.
Okay.
Detective Brandon Carter this is his case. Now the
Right.
sheriff is his boss. If the sheriff says, "Hey, chill out, do this, do that," don't
Right.
then if you want to keep your job,
Yeah.
you've got to do that. It's like we were talking about the private investigators the other night, babe.
Mhm. Mhm.
Look at these private investigators. Guys, the reason we're looking at these parents and step parents right now is because that's the first people you rule out. As a police officer, the first people you rule out in a case like this are
The
the parents.
parents, the parents, of course,
The parents.
because in more cases than not, the parents or a family member is the perpetrator, or the one causing harm.
We are not
Unfortunately.
attacking these people for no reason. We're not attacking them at all. We're going to discuss every possibility. If we hurt people's feelings, so be it. We're sorry that we hurt your feelings. We have a little 15, 16-year-old boy out there somewhere, and we'd like to know where he's at. I'm sorry. Sorry to get so rude, guys. I don't mean to do that. We've got a little fella out here that's wanting us to come and get him. Wanting,
Yes.
not Sheila and I,
No,
wanting
the
you guys,
world's
wanting everybody to come and get him.
yeah.
Now, if there's any corruption or politics there, or anything being played, all this detective here, if he's got any kahunas at all, if he knows something's going on and it's not coming out, then all he's got to do is hold a press conference of his own and say, "Hey, I've got this, this, and this. They're not letting me go interview the parents. They're not letting me do the charge this one. They're not letting me get a warrant. They're not letting me arrest." Go ahead. You'll lose your job for a while, but you'll be the hero if you've got enough probable cause and evidence to
Yeah.
charge somebody in this case. Not everybody plays politics, guys. And I'm going to tell you, clout, positions, especially sheriff of a county, not saying it has, but it can sway your judgment. I've seen good people let a title that you can take $1 bill and that title and get you a Coca-Cola. In other words, those titles are, we have our own opinion.
Yes.
Opinions don't get warrants. Opinions don't get charges.
Right.
Opinions don't convene a grand jury. Opinions don't takes probable cause. Those detectives, going back to those private investigators, guys, SF investigates, Cloy, and I forget the other one's name. There was 3 of them. You guys are also keys. You
Yeah.
guys are keys. These guys have been around these parents, these step parents. They know them better than anybody knows them, and they've confided in them. If have they had any slip ups? Have they been talking? Some people says Fred talks so fast. Sometimes when people talk fast, you talk fast and you try to, and then all of a sudden,
Well, you're keeping them busy
watch
when you
some of the
talk fast.
videos. We're going to have after this next video comes out tomorrow. We're going to have some videos coming out where we've gone through tapes and interviews and news footage and just Chris and Katie and Seth. Now, guys, listen, I know some of you out there think some of these people walk on water. These people's had CPS complaints. See, I'm thinking with CPS complaints
Mm-hmm.
and this child missing and
Mm-hmm.
it been this long and these parents ain't been ruled out. Is that not enough to go to the prosecutor and say, "Hey, they've already have." See, we don't know what allegations are in those complaints,
Right.
but I guarantee you, Detective Brandon
Carter, was that his name?
Carter does.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you Brandon Carter has looked at these CPS complaints. Was there any physical abuse? I know there's verbal abuse. Goodness sakes. Listen to these two men, how they talk to each other. Listen to these two grown men, how they talk to each other and to these women interviewers. And holy smokes.
Oh, my
If
Lanta.
you was from the mountains, they would have you out in the woodshed so much you wouldn't be. But if they talk to each other that much, imagine what
So
that little fella went
disrespectful.
through, huh?
So disrespectful.
Imagine, guys, if you all don't think a person's past predicts their future,
Right.
if you don't think that that little fella had to hear this as well, not from one, not from two, but from all three, no matter if he went here for the weekend or come back here for the week, he heard it. These
Mhm.
people have got, in my opinion, anger issues.
And he has
Take
Sebastian has sensory issues. He doesn't like loud noise. Most, well, I won't say most, but I do know of a few students that when we took them to the gym or whatever, we had to put headphones on them because they did not like the noise. So therefore, yelling and screaming and fighting, that's hard on him, especially if it's unexpected and he's not
Oh, I hope we
knowing
get
it's coming.
another
Oh, another number.
viewer real fast, or
Ooh,
don't want nobody to drop out, but we don't like that number there.
nope. I didn't even
The
notice
next
it.
morning, well, this is still on the FBI report. The next morning was the beginning of what would become a massive search effort
Mhm,
for Sebastian.
mhm.
Katie called her husband and told him that she couldn't find Sebastian, that he wasn't in the room or anywhere in the house, said Carter. That's Detective Carter. Thank you for the last
That's
name
what
to
I
come
said.
up.
Yes.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, ever who just joined in.
Welcome.
Yeah. Katie got in her car and drove around the neighborhood. That's what the detective says in his report.
Mhm.
That Katie's told him she got in her car and drove around the neighborhood looking for Sebastian. I heard where she said she was hollering for Sebastian around the neighborhood. And
And
really?
stopped a lady who was walking her dog and asked her if she'd seen Sebastian.
Well, when we saw the car, and I'm sure we're not the first ones to point this out,
Exactly.
when we saw the car, the windows are up.
Yes, doors, the
Windows up. I
windows
don't know
were
how
up.
she's hollering at Sebastian or for him with her windows up, but they were. Now, it doesn't
Yep,
mean
they
they weren't
were.
rode down before or after, but every time we saw the car in the news footage,
Mhm. Mhm.
during this time, her husband called the local emergency communication center to report Sebastian as missing. In the early days of the search, it seems Sebastian vanished without a trace. Reported missing, but also could be parent involved. From the word go, investigate both. That's Fred McCoy.
Thank you, criming out. Was it criming out loud?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime you have a child that's vanished, that's disappeared, that's gone, you automatically, now we're going to discuss this in a minute because I feel that's what how the sheriff's department got off on the wrong track. But I think that big, fine, nice home, rich, well to do, or at least they may not be rich, they're well to do. They're not hurting to see if they want to go to the steakhouse and
Right.
eat a steak or if they have to stop by a convenience store. They're not in that kind of position. But anytime you're investigating a missing child,
Mhm.
they say on down through here, they investigated it as a missing child in the beginning.
Mhm.
They thought it was an autism child that had run off. Remember now, the photo that Katie first gave out was the little blonde headed boy, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and tells them that they've got autism. Did the detective here misunderstand and think, oh, okay, we've just got a little boy,
Mhm.
he's got autism. He don't know where he's at. They didn't say high end, or maybe they did, but I don't think that was something that was pointed out. Probably
Right. Right.
it'd be in the report. It'd be in the detective's report from that day or his notes from that day. But see, guys, from what we understand, Chris didn't get there until 5, 6 hours later. It's only 3 hours away,
He said from door to door.
but was 3 hours and something. But
Yeah.
by the time he got
Mhm.
off work or whatever he had to do, he didn't get there till 5, 6, 7 hours later. In those 5, 6, 7 hours, I would have been talking to Katie. I would have had a police officer there talking to her. I would have got as much information. I wouldn't have just got the initial report. We went to the popcorn. We went played games. We went and ate steakhouse. Okay, we'll get back with you after a while. We're going to go look. Maybe they did. Maybe I'm wrong. They're sitting there right now, or they will be. Somebody will send this
Mm.
to them,
Mhm.
and they'll say that guy don't know what he's talking about. We were there the whole time with her, and that's great if you were. Hopefully, you had your body cam on. Hopefully, you got all these things that she said so you can go back and compare notes.
Mhm.
But from the time a child is missing, the parents should be looked at until the
From the
parents
get-go.
are cleared. Now, they can say this sheriff's political. They can say this sheriff's corrupt. They can say this. The last thing we heard from that sheriff, and Sheila plays it on all of our videos, the sheriff says no
No.
one has been cleared. No one has been cleared. Now, Clutch Your Pearls, which is a good channel,
Mhm.
seems to cover everything, wanting to get to the truth. He says he has a email
Email.
from the detective that says it's now a
What is
criminal matter,
criminal?
criminal investigation, or
Yeah.
foul play is suspected, something to that effect.
I think he's a criminal.
But he don't have to have that because I'm going to show you something here in the FBI report. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on. See what you guys think. Detective Brandon Carter, Sumner County Sheriff's Office, political case. We've done covered it. I've got ahead of myself there, but that's where I was going to say this could be the biggest case of his career, guys. This is the Lindbergh baby back in the 30s.
Mm.
This and what's that? The little girl missing.
Summer Wells, which
Summer
we don't know
Wells.
anything about that one.
No, we
Just that
don't know
she's
nothing. But
missing. But
these are cases. Detective Carter solved this case.
please.
This case was kind of a question mark. This is the FBI special agent Robert Barrett. He says mom wakes up and he is just gone. There's a question mark, and we've got to figure out what happened. That's what the
Yes.
FBI agent says. The mom gets up and he's gone. We question mark. We got to figure out what happened. Well, how do we figure that out? Interviews
Yep.
and interrogations never ceased. Have to clear the parents, guys. We have to clear or we charge the parents. These parents, you all see the same videos I see. You hear the same things we hear. We don't have to tell you nothing. These parents have talked to everybody in the country, well, except Sheila and I. I know why they won't talk to us.
That's all
I know
right.
why they won't, because if they're
That's all right.
guilty, we're going to know it. We really feel that way. If they've done anything wrong, we're going to feel it. Now, we challenge them. I guarantee you, I promise you, we'd never accuse nobody of nothing. We won't even put it on a video. We'll tell the police.
Yeah.
Question mark. It's only grown bigger and bigger.
Mm.
Chris says in one of his, I think it's on the phone call to me. He says, if they want something, I give it to them. All they got to do is tell me what they want. I'll take it to them. I don't care. And that's sweet of him. And that's great. And that's the way a parent or a step parent should be. That's what you would
And
expect.
innocent. Yeah.
What Jaden's stepfather that day, when I said, we're out here looking for Jaden, he said, I'm glad you are. And I said, that should be your response.
Hmm.
He said, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, that's the response I would expect. You should be glad that somebody's looking for your son, stepson.
Hmm. Yeah.
Same way with Chris. Now, Chris says he'll take them anything. He'll give them anything. Okay, guys, go put Chris in one room and put her in another room and drop the interview. It's 18 months. We're not going to hurt mom and dad's feelings. Mom and stepdad says they want their baby home.
Happy birthday.
They I won't go there.
Yeah.
I won't go there. That's why I make notes, because if it ain't in notes, I shouldn't cover it. But I'm dying to. I'll bite my tongue. Sebastian did not take any clothes, shoes, money, food, or his cell phone, said
Phone.
Detective Carter.
Hmm.
His cell phone and cash were both laying on the dining room table where they had been that day. What kid or person does that? What kid runs out to run away without any shoes on? Sheila knows more about autistic children, way a whole lot more than I do, because She's been in the school system for years, and she knows that. And Sheila's so loving, and kids they just warm up to her, and so Sheila knows. But Sheila says there's no way if he had a sensitivity thing and all that
Sensory issue. Yeah.
that he would have went outside without his shoes. And where
No.
we was at the other day in Briars and the creek, and
Rocks, anything would no. He wouldn't like
he
that.
may
That
have
doesn't make
gone.
sense.
His mother says he's not a runner. He's never left, never ever in 16,
And
15
trying to
years.
catch up.
He's never ever run off, but now he's run off. He's run off, and the dad hasn't been home since 1st of February. There's been CPS complaint, or the stepfather rather.
Hmm.
Is that got something to do? We discussed it on another video, Susan Smith case. Has it got something to do with Chris and Sebastian? Just did not connect, and he just wasn't coming home because Sebastian was there. We don't know that. I'm asking a question. What kind of kid leaves their phone, their money, their shoes, especially
Yeah. Coat, anything. I mean, doesn't
when
make
he
sense.
went to bed? According to Katie, there was a small yellow flashlight, and she thinks it was missing. And Sheila had a curious comment on this. I'll let her elaborate.
Well, um, I don't mean this in a bad way, but when Fred's mom passed away, her little feet always stayed cold. So we put a blanket over her feet
We took a
just to
blanket to the funeral home
right,
and asked my buddy, the funeral director, if he would. Mom always complained of her feet being cold. Put that over Mama's feet. We knew it wasn't. She was in heaven already,
right,
but
right,
it was symbolic and just something to do for her.
right.
Sheila,
But if something happened to Sebastian, maybe he was afraid of the dark, and if something accidentally happened, then maybe she gave the flashlight with him, put it with him so he wouldn't be afraid of the dark,
see, guys,
symbolically.
Sheila and I's got two. Now, listen, we're not the two smartest people out there. We're not. We do
Mm-mm.
have a little bit of common sense and a little bit of experience investigating.
Right, right.
Sheila and I, first of all, we don't believe he ever come home from the steakhouse. We don't believe he ever came home. Now, they're saying there's a dash cam. We're going to get to it. If he did come home and there's confirmation that he was in that garage in that car, then we
Mm-mm.
know he was home. Nobody has got a video camera of that child leaving or anywhere in that neighborhood or around. I don't trust dogs. Dogs are great sometimes. I don't trust dogs. I don't trust all dog handlers. Everybody wants their dog to be the lead dog. Everybody wants their dog to alert everybody, but they don't realize how they can really influence a search if they get a false read. Or so when people said they tracked somebody through these yards, it's funny
Mm-mm.
they tracked them, but not a camera around there picked anybody up
Caught anything from that.
that we know about. So if we don't think he came home from the steakhouse, if he did, and there's confirmation
Yeah.
that he was in that house, the only
Right.
vehicle that left out there that morning in front of Katie and
Right.
Chris's house was a garbage truck.
Mhm.
Was a garbage truck.
Mm.
If he didn't leave out that door and he didn't run away and he wasn't dropped off somewhere or somebody else took him from the steakhouse,
Thanks, Rebecca.
then uh, he went out in the garbage. And 11 days later, they finally got around to going and checking the garbage. I hate to say it like that, but in the beginning, they thought it was a missing persons. They thought it was a runaway. They thought it was a no. Every case is a suspected parents. Every case. When you show up and they say my child's missing, you start eyeballing that parent, and you eyeball them and eyeball them and eyeball them. You want them. I don't care if they feel uncomfortable. I don't care if they feel accusatory. When it's all over with, if they're innocent, they'll forgive you because they want their child back, a real parent. The only person that's going to feel hard at you is the parent that's up to no good and doesn't like you hurting their feelings or treating them like that. It's time to interrogate. It's time for the FBI and these people to bring in their best and interrogate God's working, guys. God's got the FBI. God's got Sumner County. He's working on it. But we got to do our part. Law enforcement has to do our part. I want to tell her, but I won't. What kid does that? Sheila's scenario. I'm skipping some of this because I know there were roughly 2,000 searchers. The total area they covered within that 4.5 mile radius was equivalent to a combined 44,000 acres. Guys, I don't know why it is in law enforcement. It's like Joseph Couch. We searched 28,000 acres, the state police said. 28,000 acres they searched, and Joseph Couch was 500 foot over the hill from where he parked his car and where the state police was holding their press conferences. How did that happen? I don't know, because they said on every news, on every newspaper, we searched over 28,000 acres. You can't count flying over a forest in a helicopter as a search. These people says they searched equivalent to 44,000 acres. We don't care how many acres. We care what kind of job was done on that search. Was that
Agreed.
44,000 acres searched? We want quality. Quality instead of quantity.
Yeah.
We want, was that a grid search like Sheila says, arm to arm, 5 feet apart, 10 feet apart? A thorough search? Or did we miss anything? Don't worry about how many acres, 44,000, 28,000. We don't care how many acres was searched. Just make sure that what we searched was searched well and nobody passed anything up. You guys can go to the FBI site, or you can just Google Sebastian Rogers FBI report. Sebastian Rogers FBI report. Now listen to this. We were talking a while ago that they was investigating it as a missing persons, a runaway, is what Katie had told them, and Chris had told them he run away. So they're investigating it as a runaway.
As a small child.
Yeah. I contacted our FBI child abduction rapid development team for initial consults. And this is what Barrett said, the FBI director, the FBI agent in charge.
Okay.
Why would you, if it's a missing child, if it's a runaway child, why would you contact the FBI's child abduction unit? Guys, why would the FBI offer a $50,000 reward for a runaway or missing child? Why call the abduction unit if he run away? The BAU shared a statistic that about 50% of autistic children are prone to wander. Well, 50%, but he's in the other 50% because he had never wandered. Katie says he's never run off. He's not a runner, she said. So Sebastian's not in that 50%.
Right.
At 15 years old, if he's not run off or wandered or done things like that by now, he's probably not going to start, because according to Sheila and things that I've seen, it's habitual. They like structure. They got
to have a routine. Most of the kids do. They like to have a routine. And if once you keep that routine going, they're fine. But if something changes just the slightest little bit, it kind of throws them off, and they struggle just a little.
They also are drawn naturally to bodies of water, and 71% are fatal outcomes involving a missing autistic child. See, the FBI, and they've always been like this, and it's okay, but the FBI loves statistics. They love statistics. They go by statistics. But everything don't always run by statistics. They just like Sebastian. He's not a runner. Now, Katie said he loved water, but he could swim like a fish, she said. FBI loves statistics, not always the case. Someone should have been looking at the last person to see Sebastian. Maybe interrupt me anytime.
No, I'm just saying thank you to some of them.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying thanks.
Okay. Yeah, don't.
It's all good.
I get on a roll here and get That information helped
Good.
us focus our search, it says.
Mhm.
Helped them focus the search on the water and ponds, and that's good. That's fine. Everything was searched. But guys, right back there in that house at 1008 Stafford Court
Court. Mhm.
is where
Mhm.
somebody I hope was at. That was the key. Right back there with Katie was the key.
Yeah.
Katie is the key.
I believe she is.
Define Amber Alert. They posted an Amber Alert according to the FBI report here.
Mhm.
Amber Alert according to the detective. What is an Amber Alert? Amber
Yes.
Alert is a public safety notification issued by law enforcement when a child, typically under 18 years old, a juvenile, is believed to have been abducted and is in imminent danger.
Hmm.
Wait a minute. Missing, runaway, autistic, abducted, and in imminent danger. In addition, law enforcement searched almost every home in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost every home. Anybody else find that? Why? Somebody wasn't home, maybe. Okay, we'll come back this afternoon. We'll come back this evening. Okay, well, because I'm sure they was all over that area. When you see this neighbor come home, tell us so we can come back. We want to search every home. If we're going to search one, let's search. I would feel like the odd man out if they searched everybody and didn't search mine. I would be thinking, what's up with that? Video recordings from nearby homes. Now here's where it gets right. What are you thinking, baby? Are you
I'm
ready?
reading it. I'm reading.
You
I'm
go
reading
ahead. You
ahead.
go ahead.
No, I'm just reading it. It says dashboard camera in Katie's car showed that Katie and Sebastian didn't leave the house after their return home from dinner, and that no other cars were seen coming or going from Katie's home during the evening and early morning hours of the night or day Sebastian disappeared.
Guys, help us out here. You all. I'm gonna tell you, YouTubers are these people that watches YouTube creators, whatever they're called. You guys are some of the. I read your comments and I'm thinking, goodness sakes, where do you work at? You should be in the CIA. Some of you guys are smart, but listen to this. Dashboard camera in Katie's car showed that Katie and Sebastian didn't leave. Now listen to the sentence. Dashboard camera in Katie's car showed that Katie and Sebastian didn't leave the house after their return from dinner. Shouldn't it say when Katie and Sebastian got home, they didn't leave? Or we acknowledge that Katie and Sebastian came home. It doesn't say they acknowledge or they confirm. It says that Katie's car showed that Katie and Sebastian didn't leave the house after their return. Are we confirming that they did return? They were, in fact, Sebastian was, in fact, in that garage, in that car, and got out. That would be something good to know. Not a play on words. I feel that's a play on words. Is it? It may not be. Maybe it's just the way the person wrote it up. There's a lot of stuff in here that's maybe AI did it.
Thank you. I think it says Saxon 5. Thank you. My question would be, does the dash cam, does it record inside the car as well as outside
Good
pointing
question,
outward?
babe.
And when does it the dash cam, does it go on and off? Like when you turn the car off, does the camera go off or does it stay continuously running?
See, guys, we've got
Or
camera in our car. It's
mhm.
got three cameras. It's got one going out and two coming in.
Mhm.
It's got Sheila and I, a
Yeah.
camera on us the whole time we're driving,
Mhm.
and then the one going out.
Right.
Is that what Katie had? See, we don't know. We don't know. If we that would certainly make us feel better, and probably a lot of you people,
Mhm.
if you knew for a fact
Mhm.
that he was in that SUV when she came home and pulled inside that garage. because they say, well, she said he took the garbage out. Did he? Did he? Or was he the garbage? Did she take the garbage out and him in the garbage container?
Okay, somebody said it was just an audio, not a
See, we don't know that.
see, because we're
We don't
hearing
know that.
yeah,
We've heard audio, we've heard dash cam, we've heard even right here.
exactly.
They confirmed the FBI says, or the detective, that the
Mhm.
dashboard camera in Katie's car showed that Katie and Sebastian didn't leave. Doesn't say anything that they arrived home. It says they didn't leave. Well, we know nobody left in the car that night because none of the cameras picked it up around the neighborhood.
Exactly.
We know they didn't leave
It's just
if they were both there, is our question. If
right.
they were both there, then when did he leave? No cameras caught him leaving through the yard.
Right.
Nobody was seen.
Exactly.
The only other way out there was at 5:30 that morning in that garbage truck. That's my opinion. Mine and Sheila's opinion.
You're right. We're
We
just
discuss this a lot.
yeah.
This is our when we get on something, we get on it. This is our that's why we said a while back we're getting off, we're done with it. But we don't we get off when he tells us to.
That's right.
The house after their return home. So they're saying their return home. So surely they wouldn't put this in their report
Right.
after their return home if they didn't know for a fact that Sebastian didn't return home with her, and that no other cars were seen coming or going from Katie's home during the evening and early morning hours of the night or day Sebastian disappeared,
Mhm.
except 5:30 in the morning
The
when
garbage
they
truck.
picked up the garbage truck. If you haven't seen the garbage truck that they have down there, Sheila and I followed one. You're going to see it in this the last video we did when we
Yeah.
left out. We got behind the garbage truck
Yeah.
and we was wanting to follow it. And the arm, about the time we got there, the arm had just went back in and we followed him around, and they was cars parked in his way and he had to get out and move to cancel. We
Right.
were out. We were eat up with them mites again. So we went ahead and left. But if you haven't seen the video on the garbage truck,
Mhm.
look and see if that's the kind of garbage truck they got with the arm that goes out and picks up the can and just dumps it.
They
Then
normally stay in the car and just control the arm from inside the car, so they wouldn't see what was in this person's garbage.
you're exactly right.
So
You're exactly right.
anything is possible, guys, for him to disappear without a
Guys,
trace.
we're trying to help Katie.
Mhm.
I know it's hard for you to believe that. You're thinking,
Yeah.
wow, if you're trying to help them, please don't ever help me. We're trying to help Katie, Chris, and Seth. Let's clear these three people. If we can clear those three people, then we can get on to looking at other
Mhm.
people and see where Sebastian is.
Right.
First thing we got to do, not us, but the police and the FBI and TBI, they have got to clear these three people. Now, if they can't clear them after 18 months, they're going to have to put together some circumstantial. They're going to have to watch some of these videos that we watch.
Some
Are these people that innocent, or are they that brave? Are they that brazen? Because we all know, and I'm talking hypothetically, we all know it's hard to prove a homicide without a body, a confession, a witness. Hard to prove. I think God's going to bring us a, a, a witness. I think God's going to eventually, if that's what it takes, I really do. Sheila and I do. But
Mhm.
we're trying to clear these three people. They should be glad that we're going after them. Everything we're saying, we're giving you the case.
Mhm.
Prove us wrong on. Prove that this didn't happen, that didn't happen. Are these people that brazen that they just, or do they know something that we don't know,
Right.
that little Sebastian's never, ever, ever going to be found? Because as a police officer, I'm not telling you guys nothing you don't know. Most people know it. Hard to prove a homicide without a body, a confession, or a witness. We're hoping God still, ever who did it, whether it's family or whether it's a stranger, a hitchhiker, whether no matter what it is, we're hoping God burdens them so bad. And we believe if we keep praying that We're going to see results. But the FBI, Sumner County Sheriff, and TBI can put these three here in a room. Now, I know some of you says, oh, Seth's got an alibi. Seth was here. Listen, guys, best thing you could ever do if you want to commit a crime, get somebody to do it for you and go get underneath go to a gym, go to a place where there's a bunch of cameras and stay, and you're clear. Hard to prove you've committed a crime when you're underneath a video camera. I'm not saying Seth done anything. I'm telling you, somebody says he's brokenhearted. He's out there looking for Sebastian. That's fine. So was O.J. Simpson. Does that make Seth like O.J. Simpson? It doesn't. But I'm just telling some people out there that's so one-track minded, we got to get together. We got to open all avenues of investigation and look at everybody. You know, the perfect scenario here would have been that Seth would have been the perfect father, that Seth would have been the loving father, that Seth would have never had the first CPS complaint filed on him by teachers or other people, not just by Katie, by teachers and other people. And doctors had analyzed Sebastian with PTSD and different things from things that he experienced. Even Seth, by his own comment, says he made him watch Mortal Kombat in the bloody mode at 6 years old so he could show him what a beatdown was. If Seth would have been the most perfect parent there was, then we would have it made, because we could rule Seth completely out. You could say Seth ain't got nothing. That's a loving father. He wanted to be with his son. We don't have that. And the state police, the TBI don't have that, and the FBI don't have that, and Sumner County Sheriff. And that's why nobody's been cleared. And Seth said he wants them to share the case with him. Really? But we can't release all the case details without risking the integrity of the investigation. What, babe?
Right. We agree on that.
That's
That's
right.
why they're not telling everything. That'd be like telling the perpetrator,
That's right.
giving them the answers that they were waiting on.
They
So
don't have to
they
tell
don't have to
us.
tell us nothing. They don't tell anybody anything.
We appreciate the FBI coming out with this report here, especially now, because this tells me and Sheila, it can tell other people whatever it wants. But to the Christian believers on here that's been praying, it tells us within 2.5, 3 weeks of everybody praying, and asking God, all of a sudden. Now, if you don't think that's God, that's okay. That's between you and what you believe in. That's God, guys. You can believe it. Take it to the bank. If you got any tips to share, guys, we get a lot of comments. Says, give us your email. Give us this. Well, we don't care to give you our email.
Right.
HUSTPD at earthlink.net. HUST, HUSTPD, as in police department, at earthlink.net. But don't send us no tips if you don't care. We don't. Send them to the FBI, Sumner County Sheriff's Department, TB. Send them to all three.
Yeah, there you go.
That way, one of them can't say, oh, we didn't get it. I would have acted on that. Had they sent it to us, nobody gets their feelings hurt. Send it to everybody. Send it to anybody that will listen to you that's in law enforcement. Continue to share Sebastian's official missing persons flyer. Well, we was disappointed, guys, when we went to Hendersonville Walmart.
Yeah.
Sheila went in one bathroom. I went in the other. I come back out. I'm always done before Sheila.
It's done before.
I come back out and I'm standing there looking around. I look on the wall between the two bathrooms. And there's a big old poster board full of missing children. Who would you expect to see a 8x10 of? Who would you expect to see a poster? Who would you expect to see in Hendersonville, Tennessee, more than anybody in the world other than Sebastian Rogers? Nowhere to be found. Is that sad? See, I think it's sad. I think if you can stand out in front of the sheriff's office all day, you can go down to your local Walmart and put a poster up. Sorry. Boys, I don't care if it's Seth. I don't care if it's Chris. Same way with Chris and Katie. Katie, the same way. Katie said we put up posters. The first video we made when we posted the phone conversation with me
Mhm.
and Chris and
Mhm.
Sheila,
Mhm.
we said you posted it, and Katie says we want to keep Sebastian in the news. We want to keep his name out there. I put up posters all the. What better than putting up posters than doing YouTube interviews, doing news media,
News.
anything to get his word
Mhm.
out. But if you're not going to do those interviews, and that's fine, maybe you can go down to your local Walmart and put a sign up. I seen where
Right.
she says, "Well, they take them down every so often." Okay, find out when they take them down and
When they
go
were
start over again and put a new one up. I find it hard to believe that the local Walmart in Hendersonville, Tennessee, I've seen remarks where people says, "Well, Walmart, they send that from the corporate office." Guys, the local Walmart manager has freedom to do certain things on their own. The company gives them certain freedoms. Surely
Mhm.
they didn't put somebody in charge of Walmart that can't say, yeah, it's okay. Sure, you can put a picture of your missing son up. Sure, you can put one on every register if you want to. I don't believe that. And if that happened, please, somebody go to Walmart. And if they do that, tell everybody so they can go shop somewhere else because that Walmart doesn't deserve your all's business. I don't believe they would do it. That manager at Steakhouse come out.
Steakhouse.
How
He was
y'all
really
doing?
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we start talking about Sebastian. Have you heard any updates?
Yeah.
Cross our fingers, he said.
That's yeah. He was nice.
That's what people want. Why the FBI now? That's all the report. I'm going to go over there.
Mhm.
Why the FBI? Why is the FBI all of a sudden coming out with a report? Guys, we feel, we God, we feel prayer. And
Mm.
we also feel that if we didn't do it for no reason, we didn't tape that phone conversation to ever put on YouTube. That wasn't our intent. Some people says they want views and clicks. Like I said, we'd be crazy if you thought we'd make videos and didn't want people to watch them. But on things like this, Sebastian and Jaden and cases like this, why all of a sudden did the FBI get involved? We think Chris may have said something in that phone conversation that he may have told somebody else something different. Guys, how did Sheila's? This is her point. Seth says they won't tell him nothing. Well, who's telling Chris that there's 76 cameras?
I didn't know
And
about that.
76 people went through those cameras from 12 that night till 6 that morning
And the one that and there's one that doesn't work.
and been out for
3
3
years.
years. Who
How how did
told
he know
Chris
that?
that?
Yeah.
See, I can understand Seth's point. If they're telling Chris this kind of information and they're not telling Seth, that's not right. They
Mhm.
said nobody was cleared. That should include Chris and Katie. Who
Mhm.
told Chris that there were 76 vehicles went through that license tag
License.
reader
Mhm.
between 12 midnight and 6 that morning? And the one going the other direction, it ain't worked in 3 years.
Yeah.
Who tells people that? Where'd they get that information? Did Seth not, was he not in that meeting? Was he not privy to that information too? That don't make sense.
Mm-mm.
We think the investigation is going to come alive. We do. We think the FBI and TBI and the Sumner County, I'm not leaving none of them out. I've got faith in this detective. I've got faith in this detective, and I've got faith in three other detectives, private detectives. I've got
Okay.
faith in three. I know some people don't like some, at least one of these private detectives. I don't know any of them. We don't. We don't know, haven't talked to none of them.
Mm,
Don't know
mm-mm.
them from Adam, except that we know that these Seth and Chris have hired private investigators. Those private investigators may be the key
Yeah.
to this. If
They might
everybody
be.
does, if everybody does the right thing, if they've seen anything, or
Exactly.
since Chris's call was released, was something said that law enforcement caught in the conversation? That
Could have
may be the
been.
that may be the thing that got it moving or rolling. But right here's who it is. Good Lord and prayer. I
Mhm.
told you. We told you Mark 11:24. We can't stop now. We got to keep it going. Have to rule out the parents the first thing. In any case, I'm not going to go over this flashlight theory. I'm not going to go over this guy with this green hoodie on. We don't know nothing. We're not into that. That's the police. They're going to solve all that. They're going to get to the bottom of it. Marsha Blackburn. Heard Marsha Blackburn, state senator there in Tennessee, running for Tennessee governor. We love her. We love her. We watch her and think she's a good senator for Tennessee, a good person for the right thing. Now, somebody said, tell Seth to contact her. And they said, he has, but she won't call him back. She won't talk to Seth. Okay. Why is that? Guys, the sheriff says nobody has been cleared. If nobody has been cleared, can you imagine a state senator talking to somebody and it turns out later on, not that we have anything on that or believe that or anything else, but what if Seth was the guilty party? And then it comes out, how embarrassing would that be? Do you blame a state senator for not talking to a possible suspect or is a suspect? Because nobody's been cleared. That means everybody is a suspect. Nobody has been cleared. Okay. Anybody could be a suspect.
Someone asked, how do you prove how to prove guilt or weed out?
First thing you got to do is change these interviews to interrogations.
Separate them. And
first thing you got to do is quit letting Chris speak for Katie. First thing you got to do is quit letting Chris when she gets hung up, or seems like she gets hung up, in my opinion, or like Sheila when she taps me on the knee or takes her knee and beats the living poop out of my knee. When she does that, that's called quit ratting her out.
He rats me out, you all the time.
And when Tony quits talking for Seth, guys, what happened to men? We can't talk for ourselves. Our child's missing and we have to have a spokesperson. That's the first thing you got to interrogate. First thing you got to do is get Katie to herself. And they're going to have to flash those badges and say, okay, dear, we're here on official business. Now you can lawyer up, which is what I expect them to do. And when they do that, that's called a clue. Yeah. That's called a clue.
Yeah.
And when they do that, you take your circumstantial evidence, your CPS reports, whatever's in those reports, especially if there's any type of physical abuse in those reports that either Katie, Chris, or Seth has done in Tennessee. And that's what you go with, because a person's past often predicts their future.
Right.
And if there's a report there from a social worker where they have investigated, or there's any marks, or if there's any allegations that little fella has told, and they'll get them off to themselves. When they talk to these children, they take them into a different room by themselves where they don't feel fear. And they can tell this investigator, hopefully it was a good investigator or two. And that's where it starts. When Katie realizes this is not Fred and Sheila, this is not your local TV reporter, this is not Nancy Grace, this is the FBI, this is the TBI, or this is Detective Carter. And she realizes, hey, I've got to come clean. Because, guys, whether she done anything wrong, malicious, whether she did or not, I don't know. But there's some inconsistencies in her stories. There's some, when she gets ready to talk on one interview, they ask her something and she starts to laugh and then looks at Chris. I'm not a genius. The FBI has got people. This is what they do for a living, is watch people's demeanors. If that's not a I didn't even stay at a Holiday Inn last night, guys. I'm not a body language person, expert.
Yeah, right.
Um, but that's what you do to answer that person's question.
Mhm.
The first thing you do is get them in a room and interrogate them, and
Mhm.
you let them know this is not an interview. This is an interrogation. I'm gonna read your rights to you.
Right.
I've got you here because I want you here, and
Mhm. Mhm.
I want to go through this, and we're going to go through it, and we're going to go through it. If you're a loving mother, if you're telling the truth, you're not going to mind it.
Right.
You're going to sit right here and endure. And then when you get through with her, then you go do the same thing with Chris, and you do the same thing with Seth. Remember, guys, no one's been cleared. How embarrassing it would be if it come back to the senator and she talked to somebody and they was a possible suspect. No reason. People keep saying, talk to Seth, talk to Seth. We have no reason to talk to Seth. Talk to Katie. We would love to
Right.
talk to Katie,
Mhm.
but forget it. Forget it. We don't have to, because I'm going to tell you who's going to be talking to Katie before long. And that's the FBI, the TBI, and Detective Carter. They are. Count on it. The FBI didn't put out this report, this update for their health. They didn't put it out to, they're letting you know heck's coming. They're coming and heck's coming with them. What they say on Wide Earth.
Mhm.
They're coming. You count on it. So if you've done anything wrong, be nervous because they're coming.
Right.
They're getting all these videos, all these talk shows, all these YouTubers, all these news footage. They're taking all these mistakes. Watch our channel for the next couple of days. We're going to be playing them. We're going to be putting nothing but them on there. We'll show you what we found.
Mhm.
Babe, am I cutting you off?
No, no. I'm reading some of these comments here. Some of them are saying that she's lawyered up, so I don't know.
See, guys, we don't know that. We hear
We
things
really don't.
until we see something.
Mhm.
We've not heard her say that on TV. We've not heard Chris says they'll talk to anybody, but they don't. They haven't talked to us. Sheila and I's got a pretty good track record so far. Thank the Lord. We got a track record because of the Lord.
There you go.
We got a track record because of Him.
Mhm. Mhm.
Who wants to be known for solving one of the most challenging cases of this century? Detective Carter, FBI,
Troublemaker, thank you.
FBI Barrett. Guys, y'all, this is a dream case. This is a dream investigation to an interrogator. Somebody with some patience, somebody with some probable cause with previous. We feel, we feel, and we haven't even seen the reports. We feel if Detective Carter and Barrett, they look at CPS reports and there's any kind of physical abuse, there's any kind of strangulation, choking, there's any kind of bruising, there's any kind of physical abuse, signs of physical abuse, that along with him disappearing would be enough to at least convene a grand jury. Is that not enough for probable cause from their previous talk to the county attorney or district attorney, whatever y'all got there,
Mhm.
where where two are involved,
Mhm.
one will talk.
Yeah.
You just got to charge them. You got to charge them. Let them lawyer up. Let them lawyer up. Look at the Jaden case. It's time to charge.
Mhm.
Jaden and Felicia thought they were away with it. We told them death penalty. Give them the death penalty. One of them that don't that wants to talk. We don't know what happened here. Sheila and I think probably an accident. Probably medication. May have got out of hand, turned into a wrestling match. May just fell and hit his head. We're going to come to it here in a minute, but were cadaver dogs taken through that house? Were they
Mhm.
taken through Chris's truck? Were they taken through the camper? Were they taken through the garage?
Her work vehicle.
Her work vehicle?
Mhm.
Were cadaver dogs taken to his bedroom, in the kitchen, living room?
Mhm.
Were they? Hopefully. First hours were spent looking for a missing runaway child. That's the scary part. I don't know Detective Carter. Hopefully
Right.
he's older or been around. And hopefully when he first went there, he suspected the parents. A lot of times people let clout, homes, and different things persuade them, and they say, I don't want to, I don't
Step
want
on
to
toes.
step on no toes here. Step on toes, guys. It's time to step on some toes.
Yeah, it's time that Sebastian is brought home.
Send your tips to FBI, TBI, Sumner County, interrogation, interrogation, interrogation. Not interview, interrogation. Walmart missing persons photo. We've covered that. Appears in law enforcement didn't want to accuse anyone in the beginning.
Right.
It's what it looks like to us. We just, at the beginning, we just don't think nobody wanted to accuse or even investigate it in an accusatory manner. Now, now the SO may be a little bit embarrassed. Maybe a little bit embarrassed because it's taken this long and nothing's been done. The garbage was hauled off. It wasn't searched till 11 days later.
Mm-hmm.
Was cadaver dogs taken to the house? Camper? Garbage. The Herbie. Did anybody run a cadaver dog around that Herbie?
Hmm.
SUV, Chris's truck. So many times people write or state things as though they were fact. Just like in that report about coming home or didn't leave till they nothing more than writing or speaking something into history. Don't take everything somebody tells you as the truth. Investigate, look at it. FBI doesn't offer rewards for runaways. Why does Chris have to talk for Katie? Why? See, that would have been the
Well,
first clue that I would have separated. I got some other questions there, but we're not going. Praying for you both, and they lead to Sebastian's whereabouts. We pray that anyone.
is led to
Somebody
him.
said they pray for Sheila and I that God leads
Thank
us to
you.
His.
Mhm.
God don't have to lead Sheila and I, guys. We don't have to know. Again, some people says, "Oh, it's about a reward." We don't want no reward. We ain't got a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out, but we don't want no reward. We got a reward on Joseph Couch, and that really helped us. We don't. This is for Sebastian. If there's a reward, give it to anybody for anything. Put up a park in Sebastian's honor.
Yeah.
Do anything.
Yeah.
Sheila and I, we think at this point here, this is God and those three law enforcement organizations are going to solve this case. We pray that anyone, God leads anyone to find him.
Exactly. Exactly.
Not about the reward. No reward for us. People get, how can people get so cocky?
Confident.
Confident. Yeah, okay. How can people get so mean when they're a suspect in a crime and they know they're a suspect and they get so, wow, is that confidence? Sometimes that, I've seen people like that break. Don't worry. People like that can break. I don't care what kind of confidence they got.
Tough.
I don't care if we don't have a body. I don't care. God can do it.
Yes, he's the one that does everything.
He can do it. And he
We'll see
will.
what.
And he is. He's going to.
Thank you, Rachel. 508. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Any of you all that's helped. That's sweet of you. Thank you. Um, guys, that's going to conclude it on Sebastian, unless you got a question on
That we can
Sebastian,
specifically
a
answer.
specific question. Is any of you out there Buford Pusser fans? Tennessee's in the news, that's for sure, but
Yep.
Buford Pusser, any of you keeping up with
God is good.
what they, oh yeah, God is great. Yes. Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's who's going to solve this case. Keep on praying. Keep on praying. We're going to show, let's show people what prayer can do.
The power.
Because it's been 18 months. It's been 18 months, and people's tried everything in the world. They've tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try prayer. Let's try looking to the good Lord and let's see what He
See
does.
what answer he gives us. Yeah, I agree.
Buford Pusser, guys, they said that if they held a grand jury tomorrow, that he would be indicted of murdering his wife. Now, I'm going to tell you my 2 cents on it. Malarkey. There's an old saying, you can indict a bologna sandwich. You go before a grand jury and you tell them what you want to tell them, and when you leave, they go on what you just told them, and they either indict or no true bill. Now, is it worth that? They say, well, the preponderance, it's more probable cause, it's more on the probable cause side than it is not. So he would, guys, that doesn't make a man guilty. There's a thing called a trial. There's a thing called confronting your accusers.
Mm-hmm.
Buford Pusser don't have that. This is just my thoughts. I don't know. I don't know. I ain't got the report. They put all this stuff out there and they don't even have a report to put out. Then you got to make a reservation or something to go read the report. So I don't think I'll be following through with it, but I think it's pretty low. I hope nobody ever does. The people that's accusing him, I hope nobody ever does them like that when they're dead and gone. And then somebody comes up and says, yeah, did you know he done this? Did you know? Yeah, he done it. Yeah. I guarantee you could indict him if you go before a grand jury. Indicting a dead man before a grand jury and giving that man his day in court, two different things. Last thing I'll say on that, I'd like to see a couple of good attorneys out there, a couple of good attorneys that want some publicity, take this case and tell the prosecutors and the TBI to take this case. Maybe instead of going after Buford Pusser, we'd be better off to spend that time on Sebastian Rogers. Maybe that would have been time better spent than 58 years later looking at a gun or a bullet, a projectile, and trying to figure out a man's going to shoot his face, shoot himself in the head. A man's going to shoot himself in the face of
Buford.
all places, not the stomach, not the arm, not the leg. You're going to shoot yourself. What, babe?
Somebody asked who was Mr. Pusser. Who was Buford
He was a
Pusser
famous law enforcement officer back in the, I
back in
guess,
the
back
day?
in the 60s, 70s, somewhere in that area down in Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
and made a name for himself. And now they've said that he killed his wife back then in a drive-by and all
Ambush.
this and that, an ambush. But I'd like to see a couple of good attorneys tell the prosecutor and them, go ahead, go get your indictment.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to stand trial. We don't have the eyewitness here. We don't have Buford Pusser here. We've got his police report. We've got what he said. We're sure that wouldn't change. So let's go ahead and indict Buford Pusser and let's put him on, since we're going to waste all this taxpayers' money and time that we could be looking for Sebastian, and let's stand trial and let's see what a couple of good attorneys could do in representing Buford Pusser, and let's see if they can even convict the dead man of this. It's easy to say that.
Mm-hmm.
May not be so easy when you get a couple of good attorneys there and looking at the reports and the evidence from back in the day, and even the evidence from now. This is people. And other than that, I feel you, baby. I think this has been long enough.
Yeah. We've been on here almost an hour and a
At
half.
least we
Oh
got
my.
Sebastian covered.
Yeah.
Guys,
Bless
that's
his
all we
little
got.
heart.
Huh?
I said, bless his little heart. I don't know. This is just the strangest case. Uh, there's got to be a way to find out what happened to that baby. Good Lord will say, hey, it's time. And then we'll all know.
We don't know if he shut up his own car, guys. We nobody's seen that report. They gave a report. They had a report back then,
Mm-hmm.
and his car was shot up.
Right.
He was shot through the jaw. He's scarred for life. Had to go through all kinds of surgeries. I just feel that if a person,
Thank you, Blue Rose Rambling.
well, thank you, sweet of you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We appreciate each and every one of y'all,
Thank you guys for.
guys.
Hey guys, if you would do us a whatever you want to call it there, hit that like button and
Favor, maybe?
what's that bell or something that you're supposed to
Yeah.
do? Evidently, that improves the standing on your thing and gets the video out more. We want people to see this video. We want them to see the story on Sebastian.
Yeah.
And Sheila will make a thumbnail in a minute, and she'll put
Mhm.
his picture on the front
His
of it.
little picture.
We
Yeah.
want his picture on everything that we put out there on him. And who knows, guys? I talk hypothetically. I talk again. We've got to rule out some people, but that doesn't mean that something else didn't happen.
Right.
That doesn't mean that Chris and Katie didn't take him and put him in school somewhere to keep him from Seth. There's all kinds of custodial interference cases where one parent
Exactly.
doesn't want the other parent to have the child. That does happen.
Right.
So just because I'm talking about other things doesn't mean that I have any evidence to that effect, but we do need to rule them out. We can do that. Let's rule them out. So they shouldn't have to put up with this for 18 months. They shouldn't be held on to this title and everybody looking at them for 18 months thinking,
Mm.
yeah, they've done this, they've done that. All three of them. They shouldn't have to live like that. They should want the FBI and the CBI, TBI,
TBI. Yeah.
and Mr. Carter to come and talk to them,
Yeah.
or not come and talk to them. They need to take them
Interrogate.
and
Yeah.
talk to them
Yeah.
at the station where they're taped, where they're
Right.
recorded, and they know they're being recorded, and everything that they do is being looked at. Everything they say,
Mhm.
if they feel a little bit uncomfortable, so be it. I'm sure that poor little Sebastian is probably his last hours or days or whatever. If he's not with us any longer, I know I talk past tense, guys. I'm a realist. I'm a realist. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm mistaken.
Yes.
I really do.
I
But
pray.
I'm a realist. And the odds, like the FBI likes to go by statistics, they didn't put that statistic in there. Ask them what the statistic is because I don't know it, but I'm sure the FBI does. What's the
Mhm.
statistics for missing children after 18 months? What's the statistics of them coming back alive?
Mm.
It has happened, like Sheila said.
Yes.
The
It
little girl
has.
that was taken as a child, she
The
had babies and
glass.
everything. The
Yeah.
guy Glass raised her, chained her up in the basement or something. And so it does happen.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Mr. Oakley said good night.
That's he's given us a hint there. It's time to go. Thank you guys. Love you
Thank
all,
you
and thanks
all.
for all the support.
We couldn't do it without you all. You all are an amazing group of people, and we appreciate you so much. So much. You don't really know how much we appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. God bless. Bye, guys.